Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Dave Fly P, and you are now rocking with the Intellect Show. And I want to thank you all for tuning in. And hey, if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe, because nothing but dope content. I mean, if you've been rocking with me for the last 3 years, then you know it's nothing but dope stuff. But if you're new to this, go ahead and click that subscribe button, click that like button, and get tuned in with your boy. But first, what we're going to talk about is 5 reasons why you should not buy a PlayStation 5. And the reason for that is that, you know, with the pandemic, it's a lot of stressful situations. So you don't want to make things more stressful for you by buying the game system that you don't really need. So I'm just going to go ahead and give you tips on how you can get through this and not make a potentially bad decision. So number 1, bugs and glitches. Bugs and glitches, bugs and glitches, bugs and glitches. Bugs and glitches. The reason why I pointed that out is because the first round of systems usually has some problems and defects with it that come with the first set of systems. What does that mean? That means that there's going to be some problems that they didn't see when they created it, and now that people are using it and playing it, there's going to be some problems that they didn't see coming. So with that, you know, I actually had seen a video. It was a whole compilation where it was making this humming sound, and it was like really loud. And
well guys, I don't know if you can hear this, but this is how loud the PlayStation 5 is while a disc is running. And I have a second one down there. I can try it on to see if it's the same sound.
And I just saw other glitches, like people, when they're playing the game, it just stops playing out of nowhere. Like it just freezes mid-game.
Did it actually just crash again? Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me?
And I even had a buddy of mine who has the PlayStation, and when he plays Call of Duty 5, he has this issue where every time he reaches this certain point in the game, it just freezes. Like that. It just freezes. It just stops where it's at. And I know that can be frustrating for people because they just pay so much money for it. So it's like it should be working at its best. But that's why you don't always buy something the first round, because the manufacturers haven't quite gotten over certain issues. Simple enough. Second point, your priorities aren't together. If you are buying the PlayStation 5 and you are spending your last, you might want to reconsider some things. Chances are you have more important things you have to worry about. And I'm sure as human beings, I mean, you might have something on your car that needs to get fixed. You might have a credit card bill to pay, or you might have some cavities or something like that. If you are walking around in pain and you have a PlayStation 5 sitting at home, you need to go take that back. Like, that's serious. Like, you playing with your health. How are you not going to be right internally, you know, physically, but you got a game system sitting at home? That just doesn't make sense. And how could you live with that decision? I don't know, but I'm sure you're feeling it. So, hey, that's your own problem. This reminds me of that picture of that guy who's standing next to that extra big shoe, which is a metaphor for the fact that he doesn't have a car, but he has shoes. So get your priorities together, people. You know, don't buy something that you don't need when there's things that you actually do need. Number 3, you are trying to keep up with everyone else. And the issue with that is that if you already don't have the money to buy the game system, it's going to lead you to do some things that you are probably not going to be proud of, or something that's going to, you know, mess up a relationship with people that you care about, or somebody that you really shouldn't have been dealing with in the first place, because you don't have the money to buy it. So you might be begging somebody to buy this system for you, and you making these promises that you can't keep, and you probably know that you can't keep, or later down the line it just doesn't work out. Top of that, for some people, they might max out a credit card. You know, max out your credit card because obviously you need that, you know, that free money that's given to you until you have to pay it back. So don't max it out on a PlayStation. Like, use that money wisely. Like, you might need to buy food. Like, you can't have a PlayStation 5 and have an empty refrigerator. You know, in some cases, you might end up calling an ex. You know, don't call your ex over something that you don't need, because now, you know, you're just gonna be digging up old baggage that just doesn't need to be revisited. You know, don't do that. And then you look pathetic. You know, you really want to be calling your ex, telling her that you don't have no money and that you're trying to buy a game system. Number 4, you already have a PlayStation 4. And mind you, they are going to keep releasing the same games for both the PlayStation 4 and 5 for at least the next 3 years. So it's like, if you already have a PlayStation 4, why go buy another one that pretty much does the same thing? I know that with the PlayStation 5, it has better graphics and different things like that. But is it really finna be that big of a difference when it comes to the experience? Like, let's be honest. Like, I mean, things are gonna be more detailed, but are you really about to see something that you've never seen before? You know, I actually just bought a PlayStation 4, and I got it from my buddy who I mentioned earlier, and he bought his PlayStation 5 and he wanted to sell his for $100, and I said, don't mind if I do, because you know what? I'm not gonna lie, I want a PlayStation 5, but at the same time, I really just wanted to have a game system to play, and whether it was a PlayStation 4 or a PlayStation 5, I was gonna go with something that I can afford, and I got it for $100, and I still get the same experience. Like, tell me what I'm really missing by not getting a PlayStation 5 and getting a PlayStation 4. Like, I just don't see it. But I know one thing is that I didn't break my pockets to go get it, so boom, there you go. And for those that might be thinking while they watching this video, oh man, you just saying that because you can't buy one. Do you see the suit? Do you see the suit? Do you see the shoes? Do you see the shoes? Here, I'll give y'all a second look at those. I'll give a second look on those. But do you see the shoes? Do you see the drip? Okay, do you see the socks? Okay, do you see the socks? You know, got the pineapple drip. You know what I'm saying? So, trust me, I got my stuff together, okay? You ain't got to worry about me. Trust me. And number 5, it's going to distract you from your dreams. Because let's be honest, when you buy that PS5, what are you going to do? You are going to spend a great majority of your time playing it if you're not at work or if you're not at school. And for those that are in school, dude, please be studying. Like, you could be studying to get you some good grades that turn into scholarships, that turn into money that you can spend on whatever you want to buy on top of your tuition and books. I mean, hey, trust me, if you do what you're supposed to do, it's gonna work out for you. Like, don't waste your time investing into playing a game that does nothing for you. Now, for my streamers out there, if this benefits you by buying a PlayStation 5 and being up to date with your system and everything like that, by all means, I mean, that's where the investment is. I mean, streaming is your thing. What do you need? You need a game system. You know, you want to stay up to date. But for those that can't afford it, that are streamers, hey, just keep working with what you got. Don't feel like you have to try to compete with everybody else and keep up with everybody else. We talked about this earlier. I'm trying to tell y'all, just do you. But yeah, you know, because a lot of us, we have plans and goals that we want to accomplish. But the thing is that, you know, sometimes we procrastinate. But don't buy this PlayStation and give yourself more reason to procrastinate. Whatever it is, set out a time slot where you are digging in deep and accomplishing all of your goals and knocking it out. But yeah, make sure that you're taking the time to connect with people in whatever area of interest that suits you. You know, because you don't want to spend time playing a game and you're not getting anywhere, because you're going to look up later on down the line and you're going to, like, a year later, 5 years later, you're going to be like, dang, man, I ain't even really start my business how I wanted to, or I didn't start it at all. You know, I didn't produce my clothing line, or I didn't produce that content that I had been planning all along. You know, I didn't put together that, you know, that new product that I had in mind. You know, a lot of you all have some really great ideas, but don't find any reason to procrastinate. And that's it on the intellect. Thank you all for tuning in. Much love to y'all. I'm Dave Floppy, and I'm out.